Daniel, you got your 100th point last night in your NHL career. How does it feel?
It feels good. I think a little bit overdue with the games that I've played before that, but it's a nice milestone and nice to do it at home.
Did you know that you had that on the line last night, or that you have for a while?
Yeah, I've had it. I had 99 right before All-Star break, so it was in my head a little. But it's just it's great to do it at home, and especially with the dad trip. It's pretty special.
What does it mean to have your billet dad here on this trip to you?
Yeah, it's great. I lived there for 4 years in juniors. They have 3 kids that I kind of grew up with. I was 16, didn't know how to cook, didn't know how to clean, so they taught me all that and got my driver license there. So, they're part of the family. They were there when I got drafted there for my first NHL goal. So it's pretty cool that he's here.
Have you had been on a dad's trip before, or a family trip?
No, this is my first one, so it's exciting times, and it's pretty cool that everyone's here.
Have you met any of your teammates' dads that you thought were really cool or really different maybe than you thought?
Well, me and Berkey get along pretty well, so I've met Berkey's dad a couple times, and met Maddie's dad last year when we were living in the hotel together, so I know a couple of them, and it's just fun to see everyone's dads here. They're a big part of all the guys' careers, and we got the win last night, and hopefully we can finish it off in San Jose.
Good.
Well, Dave, energy is always a helpful tool to practice. So how high was it today? You realize?
It was good. I mean, you want to just get out and get a sweat and make sure that you get as many puck touches in as we can, and good energy with the dads here. Coming off of last night, good. Real good energy.
Dave, when you start to look at things on a little bit bigger scale here, right? You had the 3-game losing streak in New York, and then since then it feels like it's going the other direction here. Do you like where the game is at right now? Do you feel like you're starting to head towards getting back in a little bit of a role as a team?
You just take each game, each opportunity at a time. I mean, we've played pretty good hockey for the most part. I liked the Jersey game. Didn't like the first period in New York. We didn't get results there, but we've played pretty good over the last stretch here. You got to just fight to get the results every night. We got the results last night. Put those 2 points in the bank and be able to move on to the next challenge, and that obviously you got to flip the switch real quickly, and that's all today is about. Get some touches, feel good, and get ready to go tomorrow.
How important is this game tomorrow, just knowing that the Pacific Division is kind of tightening up right now as you're heading out?
It's been tight all year, so everyone's important. There's no greater emphasis on on any of them other than the fact that the next one is the most important. So that's our approach going into tomorrow. Everything's going to be tight, and get comfortable with that because it's going to be tight for the next 2 months.
Are you a scoreboard watcher?
Pardon me?
Are you a scoreboard watcher?
I know what's happening, but the most important thing that you can do is take care of yourself and take care of what you're doing. That's bottom line. I mean, you don't control anything else. I'd be lying if I told you I didn't know the scores and what was going on everywhere else, but I also know this. Control what you can control and take care of your own business, and you control your own destiny.
You've had a few games now with the Alexiak Morgan and Susie Schultz pairs. What have you seen out of those pairs that you liked and want to keep them together?
The group has been good. As a whole, we had stretches last night that as a team, not just as I'm not just not as a decor, but our execution wasn't very good. Really our puck execution last night to start the game was a bit sloppy. We worked our way out of that, and were able to build the lead. And then I talked about it after the game, puck management and your the way you handle and manage the puck plays a large role in what that last 10 minutes looks like. And that's an area that we talked about a little bit this morning. We have to be better in that area. So that's inclusive of the group of 6 and all the way through through our forwards.
Is there anything different about the way you can deploy your D pairs with those versus what they looked like earlier in the season? No,
we can go back. I think we're pretty comfortable with the pairs as they are now. And we know we can go back to some of the combinations that we had before. Borgen and Alexiak were really good last night. They were sound, they were solid, they defended well, they moved the puck out of the zone well. So that pair is continuing to grow with their chemistry.
Okay. What kind of challenges does it do an afternoon game on the road mean for you?
Well, I think they're great. Guys want to get up and get to the rink and go play. At this time of year, the afternoon games, I think players look forward to them on the schedule.
David, follow up on that. He told us that going through a drought of 10 games, no points, wasn't too bothersome for him. So, his ability to bounce back and get 2 straight games, he's getting multiple games. What's it showing right now for his makeup as a 20-year-old to adjust himself?
Exactly what you've seen all year. We didn't see any dip in his play. We didn't see any change in his mentality or attitude or how good of a teammate he was during that entire stretch. He showed nothing. I'm sure, he's very aware of things and, very aware of, the details of his game. So that's a real, it's just another credit to him. He's able to handle that without, starting to press or, try to do things that are out of character. He just continued to play, and, you play the right way, and eventually, he's a skilled player. Good things are going to happen, and, the one thing that you can't control when, when and how often the puck's going in the net, especially at this time of year. It gets harder and harder to score. I've talked about that. So you just have to keep doing the right things, and he was able to do that.
Jacob Magna, we've only seen him in one game, but just what have you noticed about him in practice and in the room?
Smart player. He's a good two-way defenseman. Obviously, he has great size. He uses his size well. Seen that in him. In his play earlier this year in the one game with us, and you see it every day in practice. He's an intelligent player. Understands the system of the simple things that we want to accomplish. And he's been a really good pro every day.
Thanks, Dave.
Awesome.
All right.